You may not have heard, but there's a quiet civil war taking place amongst the highest ranks of the Sovereign Military Order of Malta, and much of it has to do with contraception and condoms. We'll explain what's happening in this Lepanto Institute special report. The Sovereign Military Order of Malta, also known as the Knights of Malta, is the world's oldest surviving chivalric order. Originally founded as a military order of knights to provide protection to Christians against Islamic persecution, the Order of Malta today serves as one of the most charitable organizations in the world. The order is governed by its constitutional charter, which establishes its hierarchy and proper procedures. The supreme head of the order is called the Grand Master. The governing body of the order is called the Sovereign Council. And the four high officers of the Sovereign Council are the Grand Commander, the Grand Chancellor, the Grand Hospitaller, and the Receiver of the Common Treasure. On December 9th, The Tablet, which is a Catholic publication in Great Britain, reported that the Grand Master Matthew Festing removed Albrecht Boeselager, the Grand Chancellor, from his position. The Tablet claims that sources inside the order say that his dismissal had to do with condoms being distributed in Africa while he was in charge of the order's charitable work. From 1989 to 2014, Boeselager served as the Grand Hospitaller, and in this position was directly responsible for the order's international relief organization called Malteser International. This past November, the Lepanto Institute conducted an investigation of Malteser International, finding that Malteser had promoted and distributed condoms and oral contraception during the time that Boeselager was in charge. 2 weeks ago, we quietly submitted the results of our investigation to the Order of Malta through the Cardinal Patron. Even though he clearly had not had time to study the findings of our report and respond, the recent action of the Grand Master has prompted us to publish what we found in order to give support to him and the whole order. As a highly respected Catholic institution, with the duty of carrying out the noble charge of defending the faith and caring for the poor, it's very important that a clear case be made that Boeselager's removal was completely justified. Here's what we found. From 2007 to 2011, Malteser was the recipient of $1.7 million from the Three Disease Fund for a project in Myanmar called Prevention and Treatment of STI HIV/AIDS. According to the report produced by the Three Disease Fund itself, Malteser distributed over 300,000 condoms to sex workers, truck drivers, uniformed personnel, and other male and female workers. But this condom distribution was taking place at least a couple of years before that. UNAIDS produced a report on the progress of HIV/AIDS fighting programs in Myanmar for the year 2005, and on page 29, UNAIDS shows that Malteser International distributed 52,190 condoms. UNAIDS produced a similar report for Myanmar spanning April 2006 to April 2007. Page 16 shows that Malteser was an implementing partner in an aspect of the project regarding safe sexual behaviors. The core indicator of this aspect included the promotion of consistent condom use. And on page 51, UNAIDS shows that Malteser distributed 59,675 condoms for that year. In 2012, Malteser International partnered with Save the Children on a grant from the Global Fund to Fight HIV and AIDS. The grant was for a project in Myanmar lasting from 2013 to 2016. And according to Save the Children's description of the grant, Malteser was responsible for promoting and distributing condoms. In June of 2014, Malteser posted a job listing on myjobs.com looking for a medical officer in charge. The job description provided by Malteser included counseling on correct and consistent use of condoms. In 2011, Malteser was involved in a project of the United Nations Development Program in South Sudan called Tuberculosis and HIV/AIDS Collaborative Program in Southern Sudan. Beginning on page 4 of the UNDP's 2011 Annual Work Plan for South Sudan is a list of responsible parties for expected outcomes, planned activities, and timeframes for the UNDP project. On page 13, Malteser is identified as a responsible party in the distribution of condoms. But the problem isn't restricted just to the promotion and distribution of condoms. In 2006, Malteser is identified as a distributor of oral contraceptives as well. In 2006, the World Health Organization in Myanmar conducted a reproductive health stakeholders analysis. Page 45 of the document provides a brief profile on Malteser International regarding its reproductive health activities. Identified in this profile is family planning, contraception, and a future plan regarding birth spacing. Page 91 shows that Malteser distributed oral contraception to 2,500 women in one region, and page 94 shows that Malteser promoted condoms in 2 different other locations. Even now, Malteser International's website identifies male and female condoms among the only effective means of preventing the spread of HIV and AIDS. You can download the entire report that we've put together on the condom and contraception distribution conducted by Malteser International by clicking the link in the video description below. Remember, Albrecht Boeselager was in charge of Malteser International from 1989 to 2014. Everything that we just presented took place during the time of his leadership of the organization and appears to be continuing even to this day. Our hope is that this report provides clarity about what was happening under Boeselager's leadership, so as to avoid the destructive infighting that could be caused by rumors and assumptions. In the meantime, we urge Catholics everywhere to pray in earnest for the Order of Malta and all involved for a swift reform of one of the most respected institutions in the Catholic Church. From the Lepanto Institute headquarters, I'm Michael Hitchborn.